All right. What is up, Raider Nation? Hopefully, everybody's having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, wherever you're joining. I want to thank you, and everybody will thank you as well. As always, my name is Juan Rodriguez. People call me Junior. And, you're either watching this on the Great American Sports Network Facebook page and a bunch of other stuff, pretty much other ways to view. I'm a little bit of lost words right now, but yeah, it was a tough one, Raider Nation. Sunday was a tough one. It was good. The first half was looking good, and then just second half, New England figured it out. They figured it out, and they came away with the win. And there's nothing more we can do other than accept this defeat and just move on to Sunday. Momentarily, I will be joined by my brother here. He is going to be joining us as always every week that he does. And, it was a tough loss this Sunday. And hopefully we bounce back from it. We learn from it and we just get better from here. And hopefully things gets better. And I'm being told right now, I think we are joined by my brother right now. Bro, you there?
Yes, and I'm very upset.
What happened?
We lost. What do you mean? What happened?
You know me, man. Hey, gotta move on, man. You can't hold on to this. It's only one loss.
I know.
Let's get.
It was just a little embarrassing, you know.
It was. Well,
but hey, it's so early in the season, man. I just hope that we don't, we can bounce back from it. That's really gonna show what what a good team we are. We could really bounce back from it,
Yeah, and we watched the game together on Sunday, and we both had that look, because going into halftime, it was nothing but chest pumping, positivity, high fives all around, and then the second half happened, and that was kind of the end of it. And you said something that I think not a lot of people do understand. You know, they're all good teams. Whether you're the worst team in the NFL to winning the Super Bowl. It's like they're all talented teams. There's talent all across the board, but it's true what you said. The great ones know how to make up for their mistakes and to adjust. And New England showed again why they're one of the great teams in the NFL.
Yeah, it's also their leadership, man.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's just not going to let them, fall by the wayside, dude. They know what they need to do, and they're just going to play their position and handle business, man. And we did not do that.
Yeah, I mean,
just poor performance, man.
Yeah, it was. Looking at a game like this, it's very hard to kind of look at the positive side of things. But I mean, there was some positives out there. Like in every game. Sure, we didn't come away with the victory. Sure, we can all look and point fingers, but essentially what it came down to, it was just, the team itself. It's just, look, the defense gave it hell in the first half. They gave it hell in the first half. They tried everything they can do to try to contain the Patriots. It's just, in the end, it's like, all right, your offense keeps going 3 and out. We either keep giving the ball back or we keep turning it over, and the defense has to go right back out there. And it's, both sides did all they could, and it's just against a team like New England, especially with a coach like Bill Belichick, it's hard. It's hard to win in New England, and it's hard to beat him in a straight shootout like that. So it wasn't good after the second half. So I mean, it happens, and hopefully they can learn from this loss, and hopefully they look a little better, a little bit sharper Sunday heading into Vegas, their second home game in Vegas, and hopefully they can give the Bills a good matchup coming up here.
Yeah, I also think a lot that has to do with this week too, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to agree with me. They really gave New Orleans hell, dude, on that Monday night, and going into a short week, flying out to New England, and they just look beat, dude. They just look busted,
Yeah.
There was a couple times where I saw Jacob too, just shaking his head like, "That's enough, dude. I'm done." Waller. I mean, he had one catch or something like that, or a couple catches? I don't know.
It was pretty rough. It was a rough.
They They looked like they got roughed up, and they won the game against New Orleans, but at what cost? You know.
I think for me, what it is, it's like, and a lot of fans did mention that, and to some extent, okay, that's fine. But the thing is, if you're gonna be a great team, you have to be ready to play. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter what time zone, it doesn't matter how many days in between the week, because that's what, again, all these teams that it always seems that I keep going to the playoffs. Why? Because they're ready to play. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Like, for example, week one, Pittsburgh played on Monday night. Their next game, Sunday, on the road. And what they do, they ended up winning. Why? Because great teams like that, when they're well coached and they have the mentality of being a great team and knowing that we could beat anybody, anytime, any day, it doesn't matter if there's 2-day rest or 3-day rest. That's what it takes to be a great team. And if they're not, and if some players on this team are not ready to make that step, then tell us now. Tell us now, because they're trying to change the culture. And if you're not for it, then hey, you're not for it. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. For sure. Like I said, I don't know. Again, I really wanted to see against New England, kind of see where we're at. And it just, man, the defense was horrific, man.
Yeah,
Missing tackles, all kinds of stuff. I really wanted to see if they could bring something to the table against New England, kind of check our caliber, where we're at. People last week were already saying we're in the top 10 of the NFL, and that's just not the case, man.
Oh, no.
We're just not there yet. We're too young. And
yeah, I mentioned it.
Experience yet, and I mean, yeah, they beat a New Orleans team, but nah, I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here, though. We're not done.
And then, as always, if you guys have questions, we have answers, and we will always try to get to them as quickly as possible. Do we have a question already? All right, what do we got?
From Noah. Belichick took Waller away. He said you can't have him today, and they didn't have enough other weapons to respond.
That's sort of the thing. Like, Waller is, the way I look at this team, I look at that, I see this team kind of resemble that San Francisco team that Jim Harbaugh had, where it was Frank Gore and Vernon Davis. After that, it's whoever else wants to step up. And that's what I'm kind of seeing here. It's Josh Jacobs and Darren Waller and whoever else wants to step up, if anybody wants to step up. But the thing with Bill Belichick, he knows. Bill Belichick is not stupid. He will take away your best player or your best players and force you to beat him in any other way. And that's the credit to, Bill. And see, this is the thing where I try to tell people last week. It's like, look, I don't care, like, if we have the greatest show on turf. Bill Belichick is not stupid. He's going to do everything in his power to get rid of our best plays, and he did that. And that's a credit to his resume. He's not stupid. He is a one-of-a-kind Hall of Famer head coach. That's what he does, and it showed again on Sunday. Exactly what he did, and that's just props to him.
Yeah, he's always going to prep that defense, That's his main position. So, I mean, obviously with Waller being taken away, for sure we knew Bill Belichick was going to look at him and then also try to take Josh Jacobs away. Ruggs is hurt. We have other weapons, but when it really comes down to crunch time, we know who's going to get the ball.
Oh, yeah. I mean? Yeah, it was
hurt too. So anybody else trying to come up, Aguilar, I think, had a couple catches, but Waller was the guy.
Yeah, it's just, it was a lot of things, and the Raiders just, they just did not look ready for New England, but hopefully they look ready for Buffalo. And we do have to kind of go because we do have a special guest today. His name is Dennis Turton for the Buffalo Bills. He will be joining us here in a bit, but bro, let's just get to it then, man. Look, it's with a game like this, it's always hard to find the positives and the negatives. It's easy to find the negatives, but it's hard to find the positives. But I managed to find 3, and hopefully you did too. But I always like to start off with the negatives. The first negative was that run defense. That run defense was, oh man, they were not ready to go. That offensive line pushed them back, and that run defense was Horrific. It was horrific to watch it happen in front of our faces like that. I think at one point, Rex Burkhead was like crowd surfing in the end zone or something like that. It was pretty it was ridiculous to see that.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Run defense was horrible. My guy, number 24, Abram, I've been talking about him all week, taking bad angles. Him and Harris just not in sync. No pressure. Actually, we did have a little bit of pressure on the D line this week, but yeah, it's just got to go to the defense, man. That defense was just horrible. They couldn't when they needed to come up, they didn't, and they cost us the game.
Yeah, the second negative, I mean, we can all agree it was the play calling. It was either to Jacobs or Waller, and that was kind of it. Like, yeah, they did some other plays outside, but New England knew what they were doing. The defensive side, they knew what they were doing. That play calling, it has to get better. It has to get better, and that's the thing. It's the third year with this whole offensive system, and it's like if you still can't do adjustments at halftime by your third year, like I hate to say this because I'm not one to like let's blow everything up after one game, but it's like it's been more than one game. It's been 3 years. It's sort of like, hey, are you sure you're the right man for this job, or do you want to go back into that booth?
Yeah. Also, if I could throw one in there, John Gruden's play calling, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Every pass to Waller, every run to Jacobs, it's like, dude, they know what's coming already, man. You gotta call something else.
Yeah.
It's not only the defense. John Gruden's play calling is getting a little predictable. Also, I don't know. What do you think about that?
And that's what I mentioned, and that's what I said. Like, look, I'm not one to like blow everything up after one game, but the thing is, it's been 3 years with this same system, and time and time again, more often than not, it shows that it's not working sometimes. Like, there's days it looks good, and there's days it looks terrible. And that's kind of the thing. When the terrible start outweighing the good, it's kind of, you have to start putting into your head, like, hey, man, do you want to be here or do you want to get back into the booth? Because, you're this offensive guru and we can't do second half adjustments in the third year system. Come on, guys. Like, let's be real,
Yeah, Bill Belichick or not, man. You gotta be ready. I mean,
yeah,
he's been a coach for so long. He's seen star players go down, and he always says it. It's the next man up. Well, show us, because right now you're gonna need to show us, man, big time.
Big time.
We got so many people down right now.
Yeah, and then lastly, the turnovers. Look, for the people out there that's saying, well, Josh Jacob fumble should have never happened. You want to know my response to that? Hold on to it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, when a replay is that close down the middle, you never want to leave it up to the refs, only because of the fact of this. Most often than not, it is not going to go your way. And how do we prevent that? Hold on to the ball better. Secure the ball better. I mean, that's just it. I mean, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for that. Well, the refs screwed us. Okay, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But you want to know how you prevent that? Ball security.
Don't put it on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes, man, even these young players like Josh Jacobs, all that success could go up to his head, man. You know what I mean? And just, at one minute you're on top of the world, next minute you're fumbling on the 1 yard line.
It's ridiculous.
Geez, bro.
It is getting, it is ridiculous, but that's my only response to that. People coming up to me and, people challenging me in a way where it's like, well, I mean, if the refs would have called it right, it's like, okay, but how do we prevent that? Maybe ball security a little better. Just saying, maybe not leave it up to the refs' hand.
Fumbles are going to happen. It's a part of the game, dude.
Of course.
It kind of hurts when it's on the 2 yard line and you're struggling to get points and you're trying to keep momentum, I mean, there's just, that is just a tough one all the way around.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the positives. These are my 3 positives. Number 1, Max Crosby. Look, not for not, he finally got his 2 sacks. Hopefully, this is like the startup to his engine to get him going for the rest of the year. Hopefully, he didn't have run defense was not there, but he did get 2 sacks, and you know what? Hopefully, that's like the start to his turnaround for this year. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, bro. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, it took him a couple games till he started going to. A couple people last year, I want to say it was like the third or fourth game, they were already calling him out, like, hey, man, they gave you nicknames already, Mad Max, and this and that, and no sacks, no nothing, and all of a sudden he just turned on. The light turned on, man. So hopefully that's what happens this year also. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Then the second one, I'm actually a kind of a surprise one. It's actually Hunter Renfro. He actually did his thing. He caught the ball. He returned some punts. I mean, we've been asking for a wide receiver to step up, and it seems like he's the one. He's the one to step up. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe he is the next man up. But it's like, dude, it's got to be somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. With Renfro, bro, I think he's more of a situational, passer. He's not one of those guys you can step up and maybe one day be your number one or number two. At least I don't see it. I mean, I really like him as third and Renfro. You know what I mean? And short little slants and stuff like that. He's amazing at that, but you can only use him so much. You know what I mean? And to the point where his little frame, not to say in a bad way, but he gets pretty hard every week, man. And
Yeah.
kind of just hold your breath, like, oh man, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's hard, and he's getting tossed around by those big CBs, safeties, and So for me, perfect as a slot, and situational passes for sure.
Yeah, and then lastly, the only last positive, Trayvon Mullen. He actually had. I know it's not on the scoreboard. It doesn't look like they had a great game, but him individually, he had a great game. Trayvon Mullen had a great game. I think he broke up 4 passes and only allowed like 1 reception or something like that. But Trayvon Mullen, hats up to him. He had an individually a great game.
For sure, man. You know what? Trey didn't have. I mean, he did have a great game, but he's having a great season, man. And this came out of nowhere. Last year he was playing okay and he was showing, strides. I didn't think he was gonna get it this quick, man. That kid's gonna be good. I'm gonna knock on wood just in case, but you know what? Honestly, man, if he continues this way, he's gonna be a superstar. He's really good, man.
Yeah, and
he's really getting the position, and he has all the intangibles, dude. The height, weight, speed. He's got it all, man. So if he really puts it together, he could be one of the best in the league, man.
oh,
I don't say so
absolutely.
much now, but you know what I mean. It's showing that way just in year 2 already. Shut down corner, man.
Yeah, it's good to see that. It's good to see that. But yeah, and then lastly, the 3 people I'm looking at for this week's game. Number 1, offensively, I'm looking at Ruggs. Look, it's great, man. You got all that speed. That's great, but we need you more to be an actual receiver than just a decoy. Like, I get it, dude. That flag you caused against the Saints to get us the game-winning field goal, that's great. But how about we start catching them? How about maybe don't underrun your route? I don't know, because there's a couple times where Carr kind of threw it and it looks like it was good, but he kind of just cut himself short, and it's like all that speed and you're just gonna stop? Like, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Ruggs, man, is I mean, you got to remember too, there was no training camp, no nothing like that. Just to get the position down and to get in sync with Carr and all that, it's going to take a little bit of time. But you could already see. I mean, the first game, man, he had a couple catches, and you could already tell that we're already kind of getting on the same page. So we'll see, little by little. I'm sure it'll come.
Yeah, it's just, there's a bunch of other rookies that didn't have training camp and preseason either, but they look way more advanced at wide receiver than the first wide. Huh?
Name one.
Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, they look.
He couldn't catch anything. CeeDee Lamb looks okay.
Look, Jerry Judy, the games he's played, he's at least had four. Jerry Judy has at least 4 catches in each of the games he's played, so he's doing okay. I need more than just a guy that's like, oh, look at me, I run fast. I need more than that. I need a guy that can actually catch. Here's what I need. I don't need you to be Randy Moss, but God forbid, I don't want you to be Darius Hayward Bay either. All that speed for nothing, you know?
Yeah, well, he's been hurt, man. Give him a chance.
I'll give him a chance, but I'm just saying, it's like, look, man, I get it. You're hurt. But the thing is this, there's 2 things I'm never going to count towards a team, any team. I'm never going to count them towards how officiating goes and how injuries go. Injuries are part of the game. So it's like, all right, that's cool, man. But, just a reminder, you were the first wide receiver taken in this year's draft. So I expect something a little bit more. Defensively, I'm just gonna say it. Malik Collins, you were kind of the steal of the free agency, and you are statistically right now one of the worst run defenders in the league. When that's like one of your strong suits, and we're seeing nothing. Like, you know how bad it is when Cleve Farrell has a better grade than you, pass rushing. That's when it's like, hey, man, no knock to Cleve Farrell, but let's be real. I like Cleve as a run defender. Now, pass rusher, if he gets there, cool. If not, fine with me too. That still has some working to do. But when he has a higher grade than you as a pass rusher, when you were one of the best heading into this offseason, sorry, man. You're going to be bound to be called out.
Yeah, man. Defense as a whole, but definitely looking at that defensive front, it's just they're not clicking right now, man. Mulhurst included, Collins, Clee, and Max. They're just I don't know, man. It's just not there yet. You know what I mean? They're trying or whatever, and from what I hear in practice, they're seeing a different team, a different front four. I don't know what they're seeing in practice, but it's not showing up on the field for sure. I don't know what they need to do. And it's crazy because I thought that's what we brought in Marinelli or whatever, specifically for that position.
That's what I thought too.
It's not translating to the field yet. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I mean, other than the 2 sacks from Crosby this Sunday, I mean, other than that, it's like, what has this defense really done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then special teams, Daniel Carlson, look, he missed a kind of like a heartbreaker field goal to kind of put us back in the game early, and then it just didn't happen. But I'm hoping that he bounces back, and hopefully he just, gets it out of his head that, hey, I missed one, but I can make the rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Kickers are sometimes, we've spoken about this one before. Last year he had those too. If it continues, then it's going to be a problem. But he's definitely going to need a bounce back. I got one better for you, though. Corey Littleton, man. What's going on, man? Come on, talk to me.
I mean, look, the way I see it, it's like he's there in a physical form. He's there. But spiritually, it's sort of like, oh, well, did he make the play? No. Was he around the play? No. Can he make the play? Sometimes. Like, okay.
Yeah, I don't need sometimes when they're paying you over $10 million a year.
Yeah.
I need all the time.
And that's sort of the thing. Like,
I just give him back to the Rams and take our money back, him and LaMarcus, and like, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. And look, and some people do bring it up. Maybe it is a scheme. Maybe it is, that maybe it's just not working out, or it's just, maybe Paul Gunther's scheme is just not what we need right now. Maybe we need something else. But this is the thing I kind of want people to understand. LaMarcus Joyner's not going to go to safety, so you can forget that dream. All right? You can forget that dream. He's your slot corner. And unfortunately, Paul Gunther's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. He's not.
I don't believe that. If they continue playing like that, dude, sooner or later, they're just gonna have to make a switch. And I don't even think Ron Marinelli is even the right choice. I don't know. I don't know what they need to do on defense, dude. I'm already like, we've been doing this crap for 20 years. It's like, we need to start drafting linebackers in the draft. We need to start getting better coaches at that position and make it like, I mean, dude, 20 years since we've had a real solid defense. Can you name one in the last 20 years that we've like actually had a scary defense? Please name 1 year.
1 year where we had a well, what about that? Well, I wouldn't say scary, but we did get like the turnover machine defense in that 2016 season when we did go to the playoffs, like they weren't the best, but they did turn the ball over. And then other than that, I mean, what, early 2000s, if that? I mean, it's been a long time since it's like,
yeah, early when they went to the well, when they went to the Super Bowl, I guess.
But I mean, and not it's
question,
and I think
hold on, we got a question.
Oh, we do. We got a question. What do we got? What do we got? What's the question? Well, what's it say? Can you read it or no? Oh,
You hear me?
yeah, I hear you. What was the question, bro? Uh-oh. Well,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right. Do you know what the question was, or?
Yeah, he said, Carlos Zaragoza said,
Oh,
You clicked off.
who clicked off?
Your brother.
Oh, sorry. I guess my brother accidentally clicked off. We'll try to get him back here pretty soon. We're trying to get Dennis here, and if we can't, then we're just gonna have to see what's really going on. Yes, Dennis Turton. Yes, that is his name.
I don't know what happened to your brother.
Okay, well, I mean, if he's available, then okay. So, we don't know what the question was. We'll try to get that to you right now. But yeah, I mean,
It was just Buffalo gonna whoop that.
oh, I mean, here's the thing: you better whoop that, because if not, then you best believe you better not show your face around Fontana. That's all I'm telling you. Because they're on paper, you guys should outplay the Raiders, but we've seen time and time again. It's like doesn't matter the talent. Sometimes some weird, funky things happen. Other than that, what else we got? Let's see. He mentioned Corey Littleton. My brother mentioned Corey Littleton. I understand where it's coming from, but the thing is, I'm gonna go more towards the defensive scheme. Look, how can I put this very nicely? Because I did get called out a couple weeks ago or last week. How can I put this nicely? Corey Littleton is a solid, he is a good linebacker. The problem is, it's just some people were just way over their heads when they decided to take this job. Paul Gunther really just he needs a break, and we don't know what it is. And if not this year, then you know what? It's never going to be any year, and it's just really going to come down to the fact that
Bro, I'm sorry, I got cut off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. No, I was just telling him, like, with the whole Corey Littleton thing that, look, he's a good player. It's just, I don't know if it's the scheme or what, but the thing is, with Paul Gunther, I mean, look, it's going to be his third year and nothing's changed. I mean, do you want, like, I got told this today, like, do you want to know the definition of insanity?
Yeah.
When
it's the same process over and over, right?
And you expect different change? That's Paul Gunther. It's insane, dude. It's insanity. If not now, then never. And I get it, dude. You had a great defense in Cincinnati. That's great. But is it more that the players made you look good, or you made the players look good? That's kind of the question. So
we got Carlos with another comment. I don't know if you could read them. Can you read them, bro? Or no?
Just read them off, because I cannot see it right now, but you can read them off.
Oh, okay. That was my question, if you could see them. But Bills Mafia is taking over Vegas this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I figured. I mean, you guys should. You guys have a big fan base. You guys should be representing in Vegas. So hopefully you guys have fun over there, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we couldn't really. Ah, that's a bummer. We were kind of looking forward to getting Dennis, but I don't know what's going on. Is he can't? He hasn't known. Oh, well, that's a shame. Well, maybe for next time. But so final thoughts before we end this episode. We always like to talk about, what's the offense, defense got to do. So, bro, I'm going to start with you. Offensively, what does this team have to do to stop the Buffalo Bills, who are on a hot streak right now, 3-0? What is offensively? What do the Raiders got to do?
Oh, man, that's a tough one, bro. We're depleted right now on offense, man. We got so many hurt people. I mean, if I'm just gonna go off on a limb, I'll start off with Henry Ruggs. At least maybe in between the week, if we could get a little bit of good news, maybe we could start with Henry Ruggs being like, "Hey, I'm not 100%, but I'm feeling okay to play." And of course, use him like a decoy, But Brian Edwards, I'm sure he's gonna be out. Um, Gosh, Jacob's banged up. I guess Waller. I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. We're just depleted on offense right now. I'll go with Carr. I'll go with Carr, man. Having all these weapons, everybody hurt and stuff like that. How are you gonna get it done, man, against an awesome Buffalo defense that's on fire right now? I'll go with him.
I mean, and this is kind of like an erroneous question at this point. I mean, defensively, what do you think the defense? I mean, look.
Okay, the defense. The defense isn't that banged up. I mean, I think they're more banged up mentally than physically, not like the offense. So you know what? I think it's more Paul Gunther getting the guys together and saying, "Hey, man, you guys don't get this stuff together, I'm gonna get fired."
Well, no, and you remember last week, when I said that, in my show, the weekly Pick'em show, where I said like there's just some coordinators that are way over their heads, like Adam Gase with the Jets and Matt Patricia with the Lions.
Yeah.
I don't think Gunther could even coach a position right now. I think honestly, I don't even like. I'm being dead honest. Like I am being dead honest right now. Like, look, I don't know what it is. Like, look, Ken Norton came to the Raiders, and we thought, okay, we might have finally found our defensive coordinator. Then it was he goes back to Seattle because he did a terrible job here, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Seattle knows how to play defense now. Like, oh, he can coach a defense now.
Look, Jared. Here's the deal. Buffalo's got Josh Allen, which is shaping up to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. One of the funnest to watch, from what I hear.
Oh yeah.
In a Buffalo game this year, but Diggs on the outside as a wide receiver. Who do they have as running back, bro? Is it Singletary or who is it?
It is going to be Singletary because Moss is out, so it is Singletary.
Right. You know what I mean? So they're going to do their thing. They also got that kid Beasley. He's okay.
Don't forget John Brown.
Yeah.
He's a good slot. I mean, and for me, that's just the way I look at it. I mean, offensively, it's going to come down to this. That offensive line is going to have to hold up. And it doesn't matter whether you're a swinging tackle or a backup guard. It's like, hey, man, you better do your freaking job because Buffalo's going to come in and they're going to come in hot. They're going to come in ready to take you out within the first 15 minutes. The first quarter, they already want to take you out. By the end of this is Buffalo's mentality this week. When the first quarter is over, they're already thinking about, okay, how do I get back to the hotel? How do I get my bags? And how do I get to the airport safely? That's how Buffalo's mentality is going to be this week. Defensively.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Now,
Buffalo, it's like that's where we want the Raiders to be, man. Where they've already kind of gone through the little hurdles and stuff like that, defensively, offensively, and that's where we want them. Where we want our team to be right now. But they're soaring, man. They got the right state of mind right now, where they're not going to get anything or let anyone come between what they want to do. You know what I mean? They've already been a playoff team in I want to say the last two seasons. I know last year for sure. I don't know if they made it the year before that, but the coach got the right mentality and the players are just feeding onto it, man.
That's what I'm saying too. But it's just one of those things where it's a shame. But I mean, like I said, offensively, it just comes down to everybody just grouping up, and defensively, the way I see it, look, the way I see it is that we got a lot of guys, other than Kosowski, Corey Littleton. There's some guys that still have a couple years left on this team because of the contract. That we got a couple guys that have a little bit of a contract, but the guys that are on the 1 year deal, look, man, I'm tired of it. Like I'm just gonna be front. I'm tired of it. It's a week to week basis with these guys, and it's either look, you're gonna play and you're gonna at least show individually, like, hey, I can do it. We just have to build it together, or you're just gonna be one of those guys like, hey man, I'm just here to collect my check and bounce. And that's not what we need right now. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see how these guys respond after that New England game. And I'll put it to you like this. If they get beaten or if they lose even worse than the New England game, heads should start rolling before they even get to the locker room.
I agree. I agree, man. It's not like Buffalo is unbeatable. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that their state of mind, the way that they're thinking, the way that they're playing right now, is just completely different from Raiders. Raiders are a little bit more shaky right now. I just, I mean, and Buffalo's on a different caliber right now. They're riding the wave, dude. They understand what it's going to take in order to beat big teams, and they could be scary in the playoffs, man. They continue on that way.
Oh,
are they 3-0, bro? They are, huh?
They are 3-0. Yeah, they got in a shootout with the.
Who did they beat? Who have they beat this year?
Oof, let's see who they beat this year. Well, I think they beat the Dolphins. I forget their week 2 opponent, but I know last week they beat the Rams. So that was
so somebody a little bit better. But you're not, I mean, they're beatable, but I don't know. We have to really show up,
Oh, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot for them to come out with the win. And if the Raiders do win, then hey, for every fan out there, it's kumbaya. Everything's all good again. But for this one loss, I think what it is, it's sort of like we haven't lost yet, and I think a lot of fans are like overreacting, like, oh, it's the end of the world, and it's like, dude, we're 2-1.
No, that's not the case, bro. The case is that we lost, but we lost in a way where it's like we could have won. You know what I mean? Because we're supposed to have that mindset already.
Yeah, look.
Just like, oh, here we go again. Same old Raiders. Here we go back again. It's like, when are we going to turn that corner, man? When are we going to finally understand that we need to start drafting defensively, like linebackers and, defensive?
I agree.
I'm just.
I agree.
I can't believe it.
I agree. And then, like I said, this week's going to be kind of like a test. I mean, for everybody on the team, like everybody. And I'm talking, not just the players. I'm talking about staff, everybody. Everybody's going to be on notice, and everybody's going to have to, if they have to kind of look at themselves in the mirror saying, hey, it's like I said, like, hey, you want this job? That's between you and God, homie. Like, that's between you and God if you want to keep, coaching in the league, but we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see. But other than that, do you want to give your prediction for this Sunday? Because I won't give mine until tomorrow when I do my NFL Weekly Pick'em show. So, you wanna give a prediction out for Sunday's game, bro?
Oh, well, hold on. Before I do give the prediction, Carlos put the teams that Buffalo has beat this year. So check this out. They beat the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Rams. So, I mean, besides the Rams, you know what I mean?
But no, and see, this is where I go back to it. Everybody wants to say, well, you didn't beat anybody. Well, yeah, they did. They handled teams that they were supposed to win. That's what great teams do. Win the games that you're supposed to win.
Right.
I mean, if I'm lying on what I'm saying, then I could quit and stop doing this show. But if I'm lying, then tell me I'm lying.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like,
I'll never choose against the Raiders, dude. But sometimes you just gotta, kind of go with your gut on this one, and it's not looking good. I really think in actuality, I want to leave it at this. I really wouldn't mind the team taking this week off, next week over KC, the bye week, and then after that come back healthy, man. So, if I had to give a prediction though, I would go with Raiders 27-24.
Okay.
All
right.
If they do one.
Wow. And like I said, I will do my prediction tomorrow when I do my NFL weekly picks. So that's the end of the show. I do want to thank my brother for joining me today, and I want to thank everybody for asking those questions. I do apologize that we couldn't get Dennis on. I don't know what happened. It just didn't happen. I don't know. Like it just technology in 2020 failed us again. But what else is new? We will try to.
Bro, let me ask you something really quick because I could see that he's in the comments. Is he on the all sports or do you need me to get off so he can get on? Is that what?
No, he should be able to log in.
He should be able to log in, but I don't.
It shows if you can bring him on camera, but in this time, I'm not sure why it's not showing. I don't know if it's like an updated version or.
I don't know what's wrong either. It was weird. So, but maybe when we hang up, maybe he'll try. Maybe we can ask him to try, and then maybe he can get on for a few. But other than that,
that would be cool.
Other than that, every Tuesday, 7 p.m., me and my brother will do a weekly show about the Raiders, and then tomorrow, same station, I'll do my NFL weekly picks, and hopefully Cowboy fans don't attack me like they did last week when I told them that they would lose and that they're lucky that they're not 0-3. Well, no, because I did get told that, Cowboys Nation, and it's like, well, you guys are lucky you guys aren't 0-3. It's just Atlanta forgot how to play football for like 2 seconds, So.
And then they had that crazy lady on Facebook that burned all their stuff.
Oh, horrendous. But all right, brother, it was good chatting with you. We'll do this again next Tuesday, and I will see you Sunday for the game at your pad. All right.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, take care, my man. Later, bro.
Be good, man.
All right, bye-bye. So that was my brother. Is Dennis still on, or?
No, we can't get him on.
You can't get him on? Nah, that's a bummer. All right. Well, I'm sorry, everybody. We were trying to hope that maybe we could get Dennis on for talking with the Bills Mafia. I know I always look forward to seeing others, but we'll try to figure this out next time. Dennis, if you hear me, if you're still there, I'm sorry, man. We'll try to work something out next time. Or maybe you could join me tomorrow. We could talk a little bit, and we'll go from there. But other than that, everybody have a wonderful night. And go Raiders.